Yeah, first race back and come back with a trophy is lovely. In all honesty, it was a hard race. I don't know if it was hard because it's the first time we've done a full race distance at really hard pace. I've done a lot of race distances during testing, but that was a shock to the system almost. It's been 7-8 months or whatever since we've done that, so it was good. I didn't particularly want to lead at the beginning because I felt a little bit sort of agitated this weekend. So I've not been riding as good as I think I could do, and I sort of wanted to follow a little bit just to relax. But I got the whole shot, so that didn't happen. But I was pleasantly surprised not surprised, I was pleasantly happy to see that the lap times were pretty good actually when I was out front. So that was good. And then Jason came through and our bikes work completely different ways. When he first came through, it was a little bit of a worry because he pulled a big gap in a few corners. But then later on, I sort of realised that because our bikes work so differently, those gaps do appear, but they come back again in other parts of the track. So I think we have improved in areas compared to last year, but I also think they have as well. So we have to keep improving and roll on, the next couple of races.
First race of BSB 2021. Starting from pole, ended up third, so I'm happy, really happy. Honestly, it's what we needed for sure. To kind of bounce back from last year into this year and really kickstart the season. On the podium is no mean feat in British Superbikes at the minute. So, yeah, really strong start to the year. Credit to the Oxford Products Motor Rapido Ducati team. The bike I feel really confident with, really comfortable. We just had to manage the tyres obviously in that race. So did obviously everyone, but I feel like there's a few small areas we can certainly improve the bike for tomorrow. Obviously we've got another 4 laps tomorrow. I think might work in my favour if anything a little bit, but really positive start and see what we can do for tomorrow's 2 races.
It's been obviously a long off season, but we've had quite a lot of time on the bike in the pre-season testing. So by this time you get to the first round, you don't feel that out of place on the bike. It feels like you're back at home. But the opening round, obviously, we had far higher expectations than what we've achieved. Just to try and make it understandable what the processes we've gone through. During pre-season, we work with some new settings and things to try and be optimistic and try and find something new that we might discover that can improve the lap time, improve the tyre. And we started the opening round in a similar way, trying some new things with the bike, and we kind of got to a point where it wasn't showing any promise, or I was too far down in the order, and the lap times weren't reflective of what we had done last year. So at that point you kind of sort of wave the white flag and go, look, let's just go back to exactly what we had last year. It is in fact exactly the same motorbike, so although it's brand new built, it's built to the same spec as what we ran last year. So we were hoping that just put last year's settings in, go out with a clear mind, and we'd be able to repeat the performance of what we had at this race last year. But unfortunately that wasn't the case. The best I could bring the bike home with was in 10th. A long way off lap times, a long way off personal feeling of the bike, how it should feel. So that leaves us to think that there's something different with the bike, the way it's built. Some component isn't working in conjunction with another one in the same way that we would expect it to. So that's the situation. I'd like to put a fancy spin on it, but the reality is that's where we're at the moment. So we'll just have to try put our heads together, use the best knowledge, best experience of the guys in the team, and see if we can persevere and come up with something better.